Hey everyone, this is Michael from Wahoo Comics. I've got a bunch of cool things to show to you today from a comics hunt and haul I went on this past weekend. So I went to this antique store about 30 minutes away, and the lady at the counter told me that they had comics, and there was this one vendor who was selling them, but that for months he had stuff set out and that it didn't sell at all. So just this past week, he decided to mark everything half off. And so I was so excited to hear that. I just happened to come the weekend after he marked everything off. I didn't know this. So I was looking forward to seeing what he had. But then she broke the bad news to me that there was another guy that had been there earlier that just happened to get there before me, and he bought 140 comics. And so I was crushed thinking about what goodies he left with. But there are still a few cool things he left, and I want to show you. So first of all, I ended up finding Moon Knight number 25. This is the first appearance of the Black Spectre. This is a book that's starting to get a little hot. This past weekend, there was actually a sale on eBay for $100. And this had been marked for $9, and since it was half off, I got it for only $4.50. So I'm super excited about that. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a little color rub running down the spine, which is unfortunate. Of course, the black cover, it's hard to get something completely matte. But it's in overall good shape. It's actually also a UK variant. People are starting to collect those since they're a little more rare and it's a little exciting. So if you ever have a chance to get a UK variant of something, it's a good idea to pick that up. And keep it on the Moon Knight theme, I also got Moon Knight number 12, which is the first appearance of Morpheus, another book that's starting to heat up. And in reality, all the Moon Knight keys are starting to heat up. As many of you probably know, there's going to be a Disney series starring Oscar Isaac as the Moon Knight. And so now is a great time to be picking up any keys that you can find from him. I'm expecting all these books to go way, way up the next few months or year. Next, I got Marvel Spotlight number 6. This is the first comic appearance of Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. So interestingly enough, it's not his first appearance in media. There was a comics magazine called Marvel Premiere that he debuted in the 70s, and so he had a lot of issues of that that he was a part of. But this is the first time he was actually in a comic book. And so it's still pretty cool. Not worth quite as much as it would be if this is his overall first appearance. But still, probably goes for 25 or 30 on eBay. And I got it for $9. This is the one I splurged for the most. But I've been wanting to get this issue for a while. So I was really happy to get it this past weekend. Next up is the best return on investment book I got, Marvel Team Up, number 131. This is the first appearance of the White Rabbit, and sale on eBay went for $40 this past weekend, and I got it for just $2. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man 263, the first appearance of Normie Osborn. I got it for just $2.50, and really, even if it wasn't the first appearance, I'd pay for that. I'm trying to get a full run, very long-term goal, get a full run of The Amazing Spider-Man, and so I didn't have this issue, so I was very happy to pick up an issue of the series I don't have for just $2.50. Next up is my second biggest spend. It's the Micronauts number 1. I'm really high on this book. I think it's going to go up. There's been rumors about some media properties being developed of it, but it's the number 1 issue from the Bronze Age. It's got some cool characters. It's only going, you can probably get it pretty easy for about $15 now. I got it for $6, but I really like it, and I'll try to get more copies. Next, Marvel 2-in-1 number 29, and this is the second appearance of Spider-Woman, but she's only on one panel. Now, the third appearance, which is the next issue, number 30, is actually worth more than this one is, actually much, much more. but it's still cool to have the second appearance of a character that I think will eventually be in the MCU and heat up. So Marvel 2-in-1, number 29. Next up, I got just some early filler issues of the Fantastic Four for $1.50. Anytime I can get an issue under 200 for $1 or $2, Fantastic Four, I pick it up. And so I got issue 162 and 163, which has this character Guard in it, which I haven't read this, but it seems like he's a flaming hockey player. Really interesting. Just some good old Marvel goofiness. Then I picked up a filler issue of Batman. I don't collect a lot of DC, but Batman is one of the series that I do get. And this is issue number 343, and it is also a UK variant. Some of these are just some random ones are UK variants, and this is pretty cool for just again $1.50. Then next he had a section that were dollar books that had been reduced to 50 cents. It was pretty unfortunate in those books. He actually marked the price, at least on some of them, with pencil on the inside. You probably can't see it there, but it just says, just right lightly at the top, his vendor number and then $1. I wish he didn't do it, but these are still 50 cents. And so I'm very happy with them. The best get from that was Green Lantern 192. This is the origin of Star Sapphire, and it's high sale. It was like $15 this past weekend, and so I was pretty happy to get that. Some Fantastic Four filler issues again for just 50 cents. Number 179, The Mercy of the FF, The Mercy of the deadliest supervillain of all, Reed Richards himself. Number 270, number 294, and annual number 16. And then I got a bunch of filler issues from the Incredible Hulk. A lot of these are from the Bronze Age. The Bronze Age is probably my favorite time in comics. And so there's the Incredible Hulk 225, 226, 236, 237, 239, 240, 241, 242, 244, 245, 259, 266, and 275. And there's a few keys that are in the middle of this run, and I wonder if the guy who got there before me got them before I did. I hope not. I hope the vendor had already taken those issues out. And so there's a lot of Marvel series that anytime I can find a filler issue of for 50 cents, I'm very happy to pay for it. And so Fantastic Four is one of those. Hulk is one of those. Also Thor is one of those. So I got a couple of Thor issues. This is Thor number 315 and Thor number 342. Also a couple of DC issues of a couple of those that I collect. I got another Batman 334, and it's got definitely some wear on it, but again 50 cents. And then Weird War Tales. This is one of my favorite series. It's always got 3 or so stories with a twist at the end. I'm always a sucker for those twists, kind of like Tales from the Crypt type stuff. If you ever watched that series. And so I was really excited there. And then I also went to a few other antique stores that were nearby. And the first 3 afterwards, they had a couple issues, but nothing interesting and way overpriced. And then I went to one other antique store, and for the most part, it also had nothing interesting. But there was one issue that caught my eye. Spirits of Vengeance, number 9, which is the first appearance of Vengeance. And it was marked for $10, which is probably what it's going for on eBay, but I was looking for a bargain. And so I told the lady, hey, I asked her how negotiable some of the prices were. And she said, well, it depends on how many you want to buy. And I said, well, there's really only one I'm interested in. And she said, well, what's it marked for and what would you get for it? And I said, it was marked for 10. I'd give 5 or 6 for it. And she said, well, she would do it for 6. And so I was really happy. This is another issue that I've been somewhat looking for. Marvel's starting to do more horror. And so there's a good chance one day, I don't think anytime soon, but one day Vengeance could show up. And so I wanted this first appearance, also just a cool character. And so I was happy to pick it up for 6, and had a nice time there, and also just working on my negotiation skills. And so it was nice to do that. But whenever you're at somewhere like an antique store or a flea market, feel free to say, hey, how much can we negotiate here? And often people will let it go for a little bit less than what they had it marked at. So anyway, real cool stuff. This is my first video of these. I'm hoping to start doing a hunt every week, and then putting a video up. And so if you have any comments or suggestions, I'd be happy to hear them. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want. I'd really appreciate it, and look forward to hopefully seeing you guys again next week.